Hey y'all, it's Jules. We back with For Honor. So last time, like I said, I was gonna try to use these unblockable attacks. So I tried to start with unblockable attack, but the guy got before me, and from all these battles I had so far, I've been trying to spam more of a light attack than heavy, and more of a guard break. So with that, I thought like maybe I could conserve more stamina, more so I can like not get caught up like I did of getting tired. But that tactic was like a little bit on the nose, I would say. It worked out I actually liked it, it worked out pretty good, but especially when I landed those unblockable attacks. I think really though I just need to work on more of a real good combo chain of how to put those together. Really, I should and I learned from like you should I should really ignore these heavy attacks too, because with heavy attack they're a good follow up, especially like with with a guard break. You know how like you break how you break their guard, break the shield right there. This year I did that, and then I used a heavy attack and I got a good damage right there. But obviously that right there again consumed a lot of stamina. So I learned to really be much careful when it comes to these stamina issues. That when I guard break or I do heavy, back up a little bit before my stamina deplete. So that, and then chain all with some heavies. Not chain all with heavies, but more like chain all with more light attacks. And again, like I find like how it was super effective to really just do unblockable, go for a guard break, and then boom, hit it with heavy from over the top actually, because they're not expecting that a lot, and I landed those pretty a lot in this run right here. Now, obviously, this guy he knew much better of landing more combos with those unblockable attacks. I could really do a better job with the unblockables because it was still new to me, and I realized like they were just much more heavier to eat harder to land than the heavy ones. So with that being said, like I've been taking some pretty much a lot more L's, and with this fight that was like because I tried to implement the heavy, and probably should have went to some practice mode or went to breach or team deathmatch to try out the heavy a bit more instead of jumping into to the duels with it to get much more accustomed with it. Cause I would just still try to get hang of doing unblockable attack with heavies, light, and with the guard break. But and like I said, I also gotta be worried about my energy consumption, and like also like I should also keep on pressing too, of not when I get pressured too, cause like when I get pressured, like I retreat, and then when I come back in, I'm spamming a lot of attacks. But then boom, that's when I'm like, I realize that I'm losing I'm losing a lot of energy, and that's why I gotta make sure to mix in the pressure, and be a bit more unpredictable. I definitely should work on being more unpredictable, especially when it come to these attacks, not just swing to one direction and switch to the other. Now I gotta keep on swing, change direction while swinging. I saw that like in one of the tutorials as well. So right now I just just taking a couple of L's with these matches, but they say that you gotta take some L's right now while later build off of those L's, figure out what you lost, of how to make what made you lose, so you get better and better. And that's why I did with these two matches. I know they weren't the best, but right now I feel like I'm progressing good. Of like now learn not all the combos, more like know all the system of what to use, what to look out for, and how to use them. And also it'll take time. Ain't gonna keep getting worse and worse for me from here on out, because until I get used to it, until I get understand of how to really chain off these attacks. In this last round, I thought try to go at it, just go and be aggressive with it, and like put together of what I thought would been good. But honestly, like look, this guy, look, he didn't do no kind of stamina waste whatever. He was being conservative, very conservative. He just all he did was open me up a little bit, let me respond, and obviously he was moving. Keeping distant, and then come back when his energy will come back to him. So I learned two things from these two matches. One is to be very conservative with energy. Don't keep spamming too much attacks. Two, learn what goes off with what. Learn what goes off with a good light attack learn what go off with good heavy attack, and learn what go off with a good unblockable attack.